More rewards, more savings. With American Express Business Gold, earn up to $395 back in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select shipping, food delivery, and retail subscription merchants. Enjoy the benefits of membership with the Amex Business Gold Card. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra is giving you the chance to win tickets to the NBA Finals. That's right, the 2025 NBA Finals. Just head to michelobultra.com/NBA Finals. Michelob Ultra courtside NBA Finals sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents, excluding Maryland residents. 21 up. Begins at 9 a.m. EST on February 16, 2025. Ends on May 5th, 2025. See official rules at michelobultra.com/rules for price and details. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. We end our decade's journey 10 years ago with movies released in 2015 and starting to feel a little normal here. I know it's still 10 years ago, but these films stand the test of time for sure. Or do they? Remains to be seen. But here to join me, the woman who definitely stands the test of time, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Right?
You say things.
I do say things. Most of them are dumb, but occasionally I get something good out there.
And
like
it's being
that.
recorded for quality assurance.
Right?
I approve.
You can add this to your ringtone collection.
Yeah. Well, you didn't say I was right.
I don't
Yet.
often say that. Well, no. Occasionally I do. Usually when you're on, there can only be one, and you agree with me on my song pick. So, there's that. All right. 10 years ago, which these days feels like a lifetime ago.
You know what's funny? 20 years ago seemed like yesterday. 10 years ago seems like a decade ago, literally. But
more so than that in some days.
Seems like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But yet, 20, 30 years, it's like, didn't these movies just come out? They're like literally my favorite.
Yeah. When it comes to looking at these like decades and decades ago, it's literally, time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. But we wrap up our decades journey with 2015. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick 3 films each, a keep, a watch, and a pass. The keep is one that, 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years, I'll still keep watching this movie. The watch, you know what? I'm good for another watch. And the pass, this is the film that probably feels like not enough time has gone by. And Carrie, we're going to start with you. Your keep pick of movies released 10 years ago.
I am keeping this movie, although this is one of those movies that I always associate with when I'm sick. When I'm sick in bed and I call for my Banky and my hot toddy.
So accurate.
And Mr. Right. Okay? So
the movie, not me. When she said she doesn't want anything to do with me.
You know what I'm calling for,
Mr. Right?
Give me my blanket,
give me my toddy, and go the hell away.
When I'm sick, I turn to Sam Rockwell. Otherwise, every other day of the year, you're my Mr. Right. But when I'm under the weather, I turn to Sam Rockwell and Anna Kendrick.
Yes.
Freaking love this movie. Not only Tim Roth, come on. Fantastic. I freaking love this movie. It's my go-to. And that if I'm searching for Mr. Right, I'm not feeling great, and you better get my hot toddy and my Banky.
Yeah. If I see in the movie search history that Mr. Right has been typed, I'm grabbing like the little like thermometer just to check the temperature, and then I'm probably going to go hide in the basement for about 2 weeks.
I was going to say,
I'm going to need some time.
You're moving downstairs when.
Yeah. I will be the basement troll, and I will let you heal in solitude. And every now and then I'll get a little text going, "More soup, please."
Exactly.
And I'll come up and I'll hand it to her with like a 10-foot pole, and then I'll run away.
I need soup and I need popsicles. Stat.
If Sam Rockwell is dancing on the screen, she's sick. Also, no one ever tells this to Sam Rockwell. Like, if you're dancing on the screen, my wife is deathly ill. What have you done? I don't like to be Captain Obvious, because if you listen to a podcast enough, you get to know the likes and dislikes of the host, especially in shows that are similar to this. But every now and then, you cannot deny what's good is good, what's right is right. And if I'm basic bitch about it, then I'm going to be a basic bitch. Star Wars The Force Awakens, Episode 7, the return of the original trilogy of Han, Leia, and albeit briefly Luke. This was so much fun because, and I'll defend the prequels. I'll absolutely defend the prequels, but Force Awakens, like, this was just the proper return to the galaxy far, far away. I love what they had the Empire kind of evolve to, becoming the First Order. It made sense. Yes, I even liked Adam Driver in this. I say
No,
No, I did.
That's very, very triggering.
Don't watch Megalopolis. You'll never look at Adam Driver the same way again.
Yeah,
but
never do that again.
But I mean, J.J. Abrams, and the funny thing is, J.J. Abrams kind of called his shot. Because I remember watching Star Trek Into Darkness, also directed by J.J. Abrams. And there's this scene where the Enterprise kind of like separates, and like you got like the saucer section that's kind of flying through like this very narrow tunnel kind of thing. And I'm like, this feels like a Millennium Falcon flight sequence. And next thing you know, J.J. Abrams is going to be directing Star Wars. I'm like, well, no, really? I could have told you that based on that scene alone. J.J. Abrams handled the Star Wars franchise perfectly. And I know people have their thoughts about the Disney era Star Wars films. But you know what? I'm of the mindset that if it's Star Wars, I'm in. Nothing Disney has done has proven to be wrong. Rogue One is arguably the best Star Wars film of all time. And yeah, I said it. Said what I said. Force Awakens is good. It's fun. It is pure Star Wars enjoyment. Even though it kind of mirrors the storyline of Episode 4, I don't care. Star Wars is so much of a part of me that the minute I hear the fanfare, the George Lucas, John Williams fanfare, I'm in. I'm so in. I'll always be a Star Wars fan. As much as I would have loved for them to carry on the storyline that was based in the Star Wars Expanded Universe novels, can't have everything, and what we got was still good.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Take your plans out of the group chat and get long weekend ready in new Abercrombie. From day to night, pack new outfits for every part of your itinerary. Grabbing brunch? Throw on the A&F Mila dress. Then head to your dinner reservation in their new bubble hem mini dress. And yes, permission to overpack for pics with the girls. Abercrombie's best-selling Scarlet Squirt deserves a post in your feed. Your plans are worth it. Shop Abercrombie's new long weekend collection online or in store.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
My watch film, I might also be a little basic bitch about this because it's definitely my wheelhouse. It's definitely a film that anyone who listens to the show is going to immediately say, no, that sounds like a J film. Ex Machina. This is now, I don't think I've done this before in a Keep Watch Pass, and I'd have to go back and take a listen to past episodes, but I don't think I've ever picked two films in the same episode that have the same 2 stars in both my Keep and my Watch picks. Both Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson are in both of these films. Ex Machina, directed by Alex Garland, featuring Alicia Vikander in a breakout role. And I think the reason why I really, really enjoyed this film, aside from the fact that it's sci-fi-esque, but it also reminds me of a book I read written by Harry Harrison and Marvin Minsky called The Turing Option. So the whole thing about the Turing test is that it's basically tested to test the potential for AI, right? Can you quiz a computer that's AI based and have it come off as being human? That's the whole basis of Ex Machina. It's basically like an hour and a half long Turing test. I mentioned before when we did the Movies of Future Past episode, when we were talking about Soylent Green, based on the novel Make Room by Harry Harrison, that I wanted to see more movies based on his work. Ex Machina is not based on the Turing Option, but if you read the Turing Option, you're going to enjoy Ex Machina. But I mean, like, this is one of those smaller, not major studio releases that hit it out of the park on every level. The CGI look of Alicia Vikander as Ava, the android. Stunning. The whole set. I can get past the Oscar Isaac dance scene, but this film is very tense, very phone booth, in that everything feels very claustrophobic. Great film if you haven't seen it. Carrie, over to you. What's your watch pick?
I picked The Intern with Robert De Niro as an aged gentleman re-entering into the workforce as an intern at Anne Hathaway's company. And there is just something so incredibly charming about just his work ethic. And you could tell that this is a man that worked hard throughout his life and wasn't quite aware or prepared for how the office environment, the vibe within an office has maybe changed over the years. He's smart. He gets things done. He has, again, that work ethic that is just so commendable. And, what I loved about it, within his first week, he literally cleaned up the office and had things running that maybe weren't working before. And again, he works his way up to, I guess, what would be like a personal assistant or executive, an EA to Anne Hathaway, who's the owner of the company. And he kind of sees how her life might be imploding and does his very best to, take care of her. And he becomes what you would want as a friend as opposed to an employee of the company. And I just love this movie. I love it so much. And I only saw it once, and it was one of those like, oh, this looks interesting. I love De Niro. I'm gonna, tune in. And it just had me like thinking about it and thinking, and it's definitely one that I would go back and watch again many times over.
When you take a look at who's at the helm of this film, I'm not surprised. The movie was written and directed by Nancy Meyers. Prior to this, she directed films like The Parent Trap, What Women Want, Something's Gotta Give, It's Complicated. But also as a writer, she wrote Father of the Bride, Baby Boom, Father of the Bride 2. Like, she has a knack of telling good personal stories. And I think that's one of the things that lends itself well to this film. Like, she has an ability to really make you feel about the characters. And that's the thing. This film leans into how you feel about De Niro and Anne Hathaway as well. Anne Hathaway comes across really nice in this. We don't get to talk about this film, though.
Well,
it's
actually,
not that bad.
She kind of seems a little evil at one point, but they get past that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you don't want someone to be like ever uber nice all the time. But I mean, Anne Hathaway is an amazing actress who's able to give you a duality in a role. So you want someone to be able to do that. But no, we don't get to talk about The Intern. It's not that bad because it sits at a 60% college pass. We don't get to talk.
It deserves higher. It's a great movie.
The audience score is actually lower.
Really?
It's in the 50s. It's not egregiously lower, but the popcorn meter is lower. Speaking of lower, we got to get down to the pass picks. So, Carrie, what's your pass pick for movies in 2015?
I am passing on a movie that I'm actually shocked that they made a sequel to. And that would be Joe Dirt, The Beautiful Loser. I had no idea this movie even existed until I was searching, and I'm like, well, what am I going to pass on? And then I'm like, holy shit, they made a sequel? They didn't say near enough in the first Joe Dirt movie that they had to make a sequel? Like, really? Like, why? Was it necessary? I don't know. Haven't seen it. I was more shocked and just kind of like trying to figure out why this even exists. Why is this a thing? Did we really need a second Joe Dirt movie? But here we are.
I'm going to hurt you here for a second. So Joe Dirt 2, Beautiful Loser, has a tomatometer of 10%.
Okay.
Expected, right? That is 1% higher than Joe Dirt 1.
Yeah. I am not surprised. Oh, please don't make us defend it. Please don't make me watch it again.
I mean, if you want to go down Joe Dirt Road...
Nobody wants to go down that dirt road.
I see what you did there. I get it. I understand. But I mean, yeah, on the list of why. Was anyone ever actually asking for a Joe Dirt sequel?
I didn't, personally.
I keep thinking of that Netflix film. No one wants this. No one wants this at all. I will admit, I would have lost a bet when it came to your past film.
Oh?
And I might ruffle your feathers a little with my pass pick.
Oh?
But I'm going to pass it anyways. I am passing on The Hateful Eight.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely not Tarantino's best.
No.
Not at all.
But it's not as bad as some.
No, admittedly, but...
It's not my least favorite.
No, I understand that, but
still, hurts a little.
But hear me out on this.
Okay.
I don't think it's Tarantino's fault that I'm passing on The Hateful Eight. And I really want to stress the fact that I'm not ripping on editor Fred Raskin. But since the passing of Sally Menke, Tarantino's films have dragged a little. Even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I absolutely love, you could cut 20 to 30 minutes out of that film and stream it down a bit. And just to give you an idea what Sally Menke brought to the table, Pulp Fiction is on the Motion Picture Editors Guild list of the 75 best edited films of all time. Sits at number 18. Sally Menke was a fantastic editor. And when you consider that the films that Tarantino was writing and directing, especially with how they jumped time frames, you had to have a good editor at the helm in order to be able to make those films work. Her pacing, her editing were always spot on. And I'm sure she's very missed. And I think The Hateful Eight would have benefited from her touch. All right, Carrie, thank you so much for this. Now, please remind our listeners what your keep, watch, and past picks are for films released in 2015.
I am keeping Mr. Right, although don't want to see it anytime soon because if I do, it means that I'm under the weather. I am watching The Intern, and I am passing on Joe Dirt 2, Part 2, The Beautiful Loser.
Joe Dirt.
Diarte.
All right, I am keeping Star Wars The Force Awakens, naturally. I am watching Ex Machina, naturally. And I am passing on The Hateful Eight, although begrudgingly, because it could have been very good. It just felt like a stage play, is what it felt like. The Hateful Eight as a stage play, I think, would have worked perfectly. That'd be interesting to see. All right, Carrie, thank you so much. And to you, our dear listeners, well, you guys know the drill. If there's a topic that you want us to cover on Keep Watch Pass or a movie that you want us to cover on It's Not That Bad, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the page so whenever we update and put a new post up, you get notified. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.